welcome to a new weekly vlog. Welcome to a new month. It is now June. Really not sure how I feel about that. It just feels like this year has been crazy, and every month brings some new disaster or catastrophe or tragedy, or I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to say. I'm struggling. It just feels like there's so much going on and none of it makes sense. Obviously, the pandemic situation is continuously ongoing. Arizona has reopened. I don't think I've mentioned that. It reopened about 2 weeks ago. So I'm watching the case numbers like a hawk to see, like, now that it's been reopened for a couple weeks, are more people getting sick? What's going on? That's kind of where that's going. The more pressing matter and the more troubling matter right now is obviously the nationwide response to the murder of George Floyd, which is just beyond tragic, but I think is also an example of how if we don't learn from history, we're bound to repeat it. And it's happened countless times before, and it's going to keep happening until we actually do something. It's just frustrating because it's not going to be an overnight fix. I think a lot hangs in the balance over this next election. Voting matters. Educating yourself on these issues matter. As I've said on Instagram and in the end of last week's weekly vlog, I'm making a personal commitment to double down on my education efforts to educate myself as much as possible. So I'm reading more, I'm listening more, I'm trying to share more the voices of the people who do have authority and experience to talk about these issues, because as a white woman, I feel like I'm not the person anyone should be listening to. These aren't difficult things in terms of educating ourselves. It just requires a commitment to do it. I'm currently listening to an audiobook called So You Want to Talk About Race by Ujoma Aluo, I think. I'm enjoying that so far, so I will let you know how that is when I finish, but I would recommend it. And if you are in the Phoenix Valley, the audiobook is always available through their website. There's no wait list or holds for it. The ebook, there is a hold wait list that you have to put yourself on. It's currently like 6 months or something crazy. So, but the audiobook is always available, so I jumped on that. I do want to try to keep this space as light and escapist as possible, but I just did want to mention it at the start just so that there's no confusion that I'm not thinking about this, because I absolutely am. It is upsetting me, and I am doing everything in my power, even though they're little things, to try to make a difference, at least in my own life and my own circle of friends and acquaintances. But it's a lot. I've been fairly productive today, despite how I felt kind of this morning. I'm just trying to finish up my writing goal for the day. I'm at 780 words out of 1,309, so I'm getting there. But yeah, I've done a lot of other work, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. So it's 20 to 6, so I want to try to get the rest of these, it's like about 700-ish words, a little bit less. I want to get that done so that I can then shut work mode down and go make some dinner and relax for the rest of the evening and try not to be up until 2 a.m. this morning like I was last night. So yeah, I will check in with you guys tomorrow, and we'll just take it one day at a time this week. It's Thursday, so I've just finished editing weekly vlog 19, which means this is weekly vlog 20, which is really weird to think about. This year, like, I can't believe it's June and 2020 is almost half over. As of today, I have finished listening to the audiobook of So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijeoma Iluo. I always feel like I swap the letters in her name. And that was really good. I mentioned that in the bit that will have gone, so you probably will have seen that at the end of last week's vlog. That book is really sitting in my brain and taking up some serious real estate up there. I said in last week's vlog, and I'll say it again, I want to get the Kindle version of it now. I borrowed the audiobook from the library because that was the fastest I could get it, but I'm realizing that listening an audiobook, I can't write notes and I can't write down things that are really sticking with me, and there were a lot of things that I think would help me to be able to articulate these thoughts better, particularly when I'm talking to other people who are asking questions. So I'm a huge fan of supporting your local library and all of that, but I'm also a huge proponent of supporting authors and writers and creators, so I will be getting her book on Kindle. I want to be reading through a few other sources before I go back and reread that one, but I will keep you updated on that. Then today I've been working on, I did day 2 in the book Me and White Supremacy by Layla Saad, or Sayad. I don't know how you pronounce her last name. I've listened to a couple episodes of her podcast, the Good Ancestor podcast, as well, which were both excellent. I listened to those yesterday and today. One was on sustainability, and it was just so good. So it's the Good Ancestor podcast, and I was listening to episode 16 with Celine Siman on fashion activism, and it was so good. So Celine does work in sustainability and circular design and communication. There was a lot in that discussion on how race is connected to sustainability, but also just on sustainability in general, and how, like, it kind of got into the issue that I have, where it's like, you've got to be perfect at sustainability. So they talked about that quite a bit, and yeah, that episode was just mind-blowing. There were so many good points in that episode of the podcast. I need to write. I didn't write yesterday. I wasn't in the mindset, and I was feeling much more wanting to read and listen to podcasts and things like that. I was also over at Mom and Dad's house and was just kind of chilling out and hanging out with the dogs, which was really needed. There's been a lot going on here in the state. As predicted, our case numbers are going back up. So that's been really frustrating. So there's just a lot going on in my mind, and writing is usually a really good distraction, but it's also kind of been feeling like over these last couple days, I don't really want to be distracted, if that makes sense. So I know that this is a marathon and not a sprint, and I need to pace myself, and I can't read all the books or listen to all the podcasts all at once, but there's also this feeling of I have slacked off on this for too long and I'm behind and I'm trying to catch up. So, but it's 4:15. I've done a lot of the other things on my list today, or at least the most important things on my list today, so I think there's a couple things I might bump, and then I'll do some of those tomorrow. It doesn't feel like it's Friday. Today feels like Friday, so to know that I've got one more day in the work week is a bit, I'll take it, but it's like, okay. And I've been working on my website, but I can do that tomorrow as well. So I think all that's really left is writing. So I'm going to try to do some writing. My word count is back up to 1,300 something. 1,346 is what I need to write today. So I think I'm going to write, get some words put in. So yeah, that's where we're at on this Thursday. It's been an interesting week. I will check in with you guys, if not tomorrow, then probably on Friday. We'll see. I feel like I'm getting really awkward all of a sudden at like ending these talking clips. So I'm gonna go right now. Hello and welcome to Sunday. Oh, it's the end of the week. But yeah, so today, first of all, new glasses. Can't remember if I mentioned that previously in this vlog or not. I got them from Zenny. They're my second pair from Zenny, and I'm really happy with them. The process is just so easy. The first time I ordered from them, I messed up my prescription, so I had to get a refund. I was still out for the shipping that I had paid extra for, but you know, it was fine. It still ended up being cheaper than if I'd gotten them at my normal place for glasses. But the second time, now that my prescription is correct in the system, it went super easy, super smooth. Yesterday, I just did a lot of reading. I read and I read and I read. I finished one novel. It was okay. I had issues with it. Then I read, what's it called? Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. That was really good. Incredibly moving and powerful. I read it all in one sitting. It's only like 155 pages, and I was just sucked right in. I'll talk more about that in a future book video, but quick review. Loved it. Highly recommend it. And then I've also still been doing the Me and White Supremacy workbook by Layla F. Saad. I'm getting to the point in that book where it's getting uncomfortable. It's getting hard, but I feel like that's what I need. So the reading has been going great. I just started another novel today. My mom is on her way. We are going to Whole Foods. We decided to go instead of do delivery, just because delivery has been great, but there's things that we sometimes can't get through delivery. So we're essentially shopping as separate households. We're just carpooling. We're not going to be going through the store side by side. We're going to split up once we get there. What I'm hoping is we can start like alternating. 1 week we go in person, 1 week we do delivery. I don't think I want to start going back to Whole Foods once a week, every week, but it would help with the delivery if I can go every other week or every 3 weeks to get the things that just don't seem to be available online. So I will try to check in with you guys when I get back, show you what I get up to the rest of Sunday, as well as let you know how Whole Foods was. Okay, I need to go, but I will check with you guys later. Okay, it is now later in the evening. I've got myself a elderflower and cucumber gin cocktail. It's delicious. Just what's needed on a warm Sunday evening. My desk is a mess. Whole Foods was okay. It was busier than I had hoped. Mom was just not able, she kept getting delayed. She wanted to get here earlier, We didn't want to be going as late as we were. Next time we do this, in another 2 or 3 weeks, we are gonna like get there earlier. They open at 7. I don't know that we'd get there that early on a Sunday. We could try. So it was a little bit busier. The produce section was where I noticed the busyness the most. Once I started going up and down aisles, it was a lot easier to kind of keep 6 feet or more away. But there were a lot of people not wearing masks. There were a lot of people who were, but it almost seemed like 50-50. Maybe 60% were wearing masks and only 40% weren't, but that's still, come on, people. Like, I don't understand. It's like, you guys, the virus didn't magically like go away. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. So much going on right now. Yeah. So we're just gonna have a kind of chill evening. I've got my cocktail. I'm making what should be a very yummy dinner. I was able to find everything on my list at Whole Foods, so that was good. There were some sections like frozen pizzas, still apparently really popular. Flour, baking flour, still really popular. There was some all-purpose flour, but it was like the generic Whole Foods brand. None of the other brands that I usually get. So there were some sections that are still definitely picked over, and I could not find any toilet paper. Like, I'm okay, I still have plenty. So yeah, did Whole Foods. It was fine, other than people not wearing masks. I mean, like I said, some were, but some weren't. And there's my pasta. So I need to go. I came home, took a shower, and then I was just reading in bed for a few hours, which is really nice. Did not get enough sleep last night at all, so I'm going to try, fingers crossed, to go to sleep early tonight. And I'm going to let myself sleep a little bit tomorrow. I don't really have anything. I've got stuff to do tomorrow, but nothing like pressing on my schedule. Nothing timed. Now I've been watching a YouTube video while I've been doing dinner. So I want to go finish that video while I eat dinner, and then probably watch a couple other things and then get back to reading. I'm really enjoying this book I'm reading. I'm now about 29% into it, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So I will not finish it tonight because my timer is very insistent and very obnoxious. I'm not going to finish it tonight because I do not want to stay up until 2 a.m. again, but we'll see how far I get tonight and then finish it either tomorrow or Tuesday. I have 2 other books I need to read this week, if possible, that I have to do reviews for. So I want to get those read and kind of knocked out of the way so I can get the reviews, not have to worry about it while I dive into the rest of my to-be read pile, which is growing exponentially every day. Every day I feel like I'm adding more books than I added the day before, which is a great thing. And thank goodness I'm on summer break because I have time to read. So I'm going to take my cocktail. I'm going to go check my pasta. I'm coming. And I'm going to eat dinner. And I will see you all soon in the next video, and I will see you next week in the next weekly vlog. Cheers.